Hey guys, it's Kristen with ICStarsQuilting.com. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a project with me. I was a lucky recipient recently of one of these Accuquilt Go fabric cutters, okay? That's what they do. They cut fabric. Now, if you've been in the quilting world for a little bit, surely you've heard the term Accuquilt, right? You know what this thing is. This is their smallest model. Now, it does expand out, and I'm going to show you a little bit. So I'm going to do a review of this today, as well as I'm going to show you a project that I'm making with this. It did come with a couple dies. It came with the instructions. It came with, like, you know, everything you need to get started. Now, I have to say that I was not entirely inspired with the dies that it came with. Like, both of them look really, really good, right? They're amazing, okay? They're very good, useful, like just normal blocks. It comes with the die to make this one, and it came with the one to make this block right here. I came across this die, and I don't know, something in me just kind of sparked. I was very, very much inspired by it, and I knew that's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna make that. So it is also the same size. So this is the die that it is. For those of you who are curious, this is the one that it is. So can you see why I was inspired by this? Can you see why I was like, oh, light bulb went off. Not just half square triangles. I can make really complex things, which is exactly what I think the purpose of the Accuquilt machines are. It helps you cut your cutting time down, okay? So you feed your fabric through this. I'm gonna show you everything in just a minute. You feed your fabric through it, it cuts the fabric, and then you get to spend more time sewing, less time cutting, and you get precise, immediate cuts every single time. It's amazing. So this is what I'm gonna sew today, and I am very, very tempted to do the rainbow look that is on this card right here. I'm very, very tempted. But I'm not. I'm going to tone it. Well, I'm not going to tone it down because we're going to do bright colors. But this is what I want to use. I want to use this kind of bright pink color, this teal, and then I really, really love this black fabric with these white kind of like different dots running down it. So I'm going to use these three colors and make that pattern. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Accuquilt, here are the dies right here. It also comes with a cutting mat that goes on top of this, which helps protect your machine, okay? So you do need this cutting mat, you need the die, and then you also need the instructions, which thankfully are really, really nice and expansive instructions. They show you step by step everything you need to do and how you need to assemble it all together down to the ironing. And we also have a template right here for the centerpiece of our star. So what I'm going to do is I have my scrap fabric here. I think I've decided that I'm going to do these outer pieces in the lovely pink color that I have here. And then my inner pieces, the little starburst, I'm going to do in this bright blue. And I haven't decided on the middle yet, but we'll get there eventually. So being that I can see on this die, we get one outer piece and one center piece, I'm going to roughly cut my fabrics to fit those dimensions. The beauty of this is it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? There is, you know, going to be some fabric wasted when you're doing it this way, but you have to decide if you are okay with fabric or time wasted, I think is a big thing with Accuquilt. Now, I'm just kind of roughly cut these to be about the same size as the piece that I'm doing. I know I have a little bit of overage here, but that is okay. I have seen people be really, really strategic with their fabric placement. That's kind of not how I do it. But now we're going to open this up, and I'm going to place this here. I'm going to place my cutting board right on top of it, and I'm going to lightly tuck it in here, okay? Then you're going to take this and you're going to roll it through. And I know you can't see, let me see if I can turn this around a little bit, but it comes right out the other side. So I turned it like this, it pops right out the other side, and perfectly cut piece. Second perfectly cut piece with a little added string in there. So just like that, I have 2 pieces cut already. I even tested it out on cutting multiple pieces of fabric at once. That way I could see, you know, just how many of these could we make productive at one time. This was 6 layers of fabric that I used, and it cut through absolutely like a breeze. This was awesome. I'm really, really thrilled with the way that this is cutting my fabric. So, wow, that was like insanely easy to cut all of these pieces. Now, they're kind of awkward sized pieces, right? So if I were to cut these by hand, I imagine I would have to go through and like trace and figure out exactly how to do this. But these came together like without any problem whatsoever. So, I'm really impressed with the ease and the accuracy. If you have a project that you're inspired by with one of their patterns and one of their dies, you could knock that out really, really easy. This really sparked my interest, as this is not just the start of a project. This is the project, right? This pattern is the project. So it's not just a starting point. It's something that you can do very, very easily. Okay, so for the rest of this, I'm just going to continue following the directions here and see where we come out. Look how easily that came together. There's a little bit of a learning curve. There's always a learning curve when you're learning something new, okay? But the finished size of my block ended up being right at 11 by 11 inches, and I love it. This is something I could easily see making multiples of them across and multiples of them down and making an entire quilt. Now, oh, wouldn't that be fun if I made each block like a different color? There's lots of different possibilities on here. I'm still really, really inspired by this block. I hope that you enjoyed going on this little journey with me and working on this quilt block, or actually technically right now it's an orphan block because I don't have anything to make with it. But that's not gonna last for too long because I'm sure I'll come up with something. It's almost calling to be like the front of a bag, or I don't know what exactly yet, but it's calling to be something, right? It's calling to be something. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down in the bottom, right down there in the bottom corner. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.